What's happening, everybody? Thursday here. We got showdown action, division rivals with the Green Bay Packers and the Detroit Lions. It's going to be a great game. Very close game. Green Bay happens to be home dogs. You know, they're getting the 2 points at home. It's definitely a reflection of kind of what we've seen in the past. And let's get right into it. So, these are going to be kind of tough. We're going to have to parse through a little bit just because it has the ownership and has not reflected over here the news about David Montgomery. It looks like he is not going to play. So that's kind of how it is. We'll focus on Montgomery's numbers a little bit more for the actual the rates over here, because I think those are going to be a lot closer to what is going to be the actual if he does play and Montgomery is out. If Montgomery is in, I think that Jahmyr Gibbs is probably one of the better captain plays out there just because of the volume that he could get. Now, he is very expensive, right? For a running back who's not seeing a whole bunch of volume. I think it's very, very interesting. Okay. So yeah, it's just one of those things where you really got to be in love with him. I like him a lot better if Montgomery is in, because I think it'll lower a lot of the ownership. You can see over here, you know, if Montgomery's ruled out, I think a lot of people are just going to try and jam Gibbs in, which at that point, I would probably be a full fade for me. Some of the other guys I have quite a bit of interest in. If Christian Watson looks like he's going to be active, I'm all about playing some Christian Watson tonight. He's expensive. People are going to be very pensive about playing him. That's okay. I'm going to go all in. Sam Laporta, I think, is a fantastic play tonight. Obviously, if Christian Watson's in, Jaden Reed goes down a little bit. I didn't like what I saw from Reed last game. He just was dropping so many passes, but he is heavily involved in the offense, so I think that's a nice spot to get to if you want to. Khalif Raymond is going to be interesting, especially if Josh Reynolds does not play. Even if Josh Reynolds plays, I think Khalif Raymond is a good price at $5,200, and you can see the optimals definitely like him quite a bit. I think kickers are obviously in play pretty well tonight. I don't know if I'm going to be getting to much Marvin Jones Jr. tonight. That's just not for me. He is cheap, but I would rather just play Khalif Raymond. He's been getting the snaps. Old Marv is just, I think, a little bit too far past the hill, and I don't think that he's going to be quite there. I think Jordan Love in the captain spot is probably going to be my favorite captain tonight. It's really going to be between him and Amon-Ra St. Brown. So St. Brown and Love are going to be my two favorite high-end captains. Probably defer to Love a little bit just because he is a little cheaper. St. Brown's expensive. But I think, well worth it. I also have quite a bit of interest in Aaron Jones if he's active. A.J. Dillon has not looked good. He has looked really, really bad in Aaron Jones's absence. It was kind of time for him to shine. And let's just be honest, he just didn't do it, right? He has not looked good. So I think Aaron Jones coming back gives this offense overall a really, really big boost. That's something that I want to have some exposure to. So let's go take a look at some of the lineups that got spit out from this sim run. I think that these could be interesting for sure. So the most optimal and most frequent one comes with Jahmyr Gibbs at the captain spot. Really interesting lineup right there. I kind of like some of these down in here. Like these 5-1 builds right here with like Goff and Christian Watson. These are, see, like I can get to Gibbs in these, right? Antoine Green really cheap. That's why he's just getting jammed in there just so you can get to somebody. But like I like this Christian Watson lineup quite a bit. It's got a defense in there, which I think is pretty unique. And if Goff, does struggle, maybe he throws a couple of picks and the Lions can't get the offense good, I think that might be a pretty good option there for you. Definitely like some of these Jordan Love. The sim really likes the Packers defense here. And that's something that I'm probably just not going to get to tonight. I think that this game is going to be a little bit more high scoring. The projected average, I think, was like 23-22 or something like that. So that's probably why defenses are popping up there a little bit. I would prefer, man, these are some interesting builds that the Sims put. Now, I like this 4-2 right here with Love, Watson, Gibbs, Reed, Khalif Raymond, and Luke Musgrave. I think that's a really interesting lineup for me. Some of the things I personally like about a lineup like that is that it's got a really low projected dupe rate, really low ownership rate, with a nice sim total average of about 88. So if one of those players spike, you could get into the hundreds. I think tonight you're probably going to need somewhere around 115 to 120 to win this. If you just had to press me for something, I think it's going to be a little bit more high scoring. So that's kind of what we're looking at there. We get down looking at some of these other lineups. Again, I really like, there's some wild stuff. I'm going to probably wait and run this again once Montgomery gets ruled out. It'll kind of help stabilize things a little bit more. But again, just to recap some of my favorite plays, I think if Montgomery's in, I really like Gibbs in the captain spot. He's going to be an interesting play anyway, I think. I think they could get him involved in the passing game pretty good. Really like Jordan Love in the captain spot tonight. And Amon-Ra St. Brown. Those three are probably going to be my three. And then I'll throw in Aaron Jones, too. It's probably going to be one of my favorites. I think if you're looking for like a really large field single entry, I think Khalif Raymond might be a really nice way to get a cheap captain in there, similar to what worked out in the Raiders game on Sunday night. If you ran Calvin Austin in the captain spot, that was a good spot to get to, and kind of help you access some of the more expensive players. I'll go if Watson's in. Romeo Dobbs is expensive, and no one is going to play him. I like, again, from a larger field standpoint, I like that quite a bit. I think both the kickers are in play tonight. Probably prefer Green Bay's kickers. I think Green Bay is probably going to win the game. But I mean, I think you can play both of them in a lineup. It could certainly be one of these weird games that's like 19-13, 23, 16, something like that. And you definitely see the kickers getting involved quite a bit. So that's kind of where I'm going. My fades for tonight. I'm not probably going to be playing a lot of this. I like Laporta. I'm probably not going to be playing a ton of Reed. It's just kind of what it is. But Gibbs, if Montgomery's out, I like Montgomery if he plays. Yeah, that's about it. All right, guys. Good luck tonight. And as always, I'll post some updates. If you're not, we have a Discord that we're in. We has a really good fantasy channel. If you kind of if things get lost in the shuffle, shoot me a message on Twitter at JJ McIntosh, and I can get you in there. We have a fantasy only channel that I am going to be posting some updates to this in tonight. I'll throw them on Twitter as well, since we kind of just have a weird sim right now. But it's at Red Zone Sports. Follow all of us on Twitter. Comment on the video. Who is your favorite showdown play tonight? You can give me 2. You can tell me how much I'm wrong. Love to hear it all. Thanks, guys.